Can somebody call Amit? I think he said he should be able to join. He had a layover. He's traveling somewhere. So. नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्जायाणं नमो लोए सवसाहूणम्. Jai Jinendra सभी को. We will do Dhala, Dhal 5. We'll start with stanza 8. Bahubali ji, if you have it open, you can share it in English and then Hindi.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Ram Kahani that you guys have briefly read or discussed. Like I said, Ram Kahani, even if you breeze through it quickly, the main points that if it helps my other class, they are done with it. Students took chapter by chapter and they have written little summaries that they presented. So I'll share a couple of them with you.
Okay.
So what we really are looking for is that, number one, how the stories are said in different places. Mainly, why the Jain Ram Kahani? How is it different? What lesson it is trying to depict in the story and the flow of the story. So, other than the relationships and events, sometimes you may get lost. It should be a fairly easy read. So we will, after we finish Chedhala, hopefully that will give you enough time to read the book, breeze through it, and we'll have one class with just simply summarizing the main highlights of it. Okay. So, all right. Bahubali ji, you want to start?
Yes.
We
Yes.
were going to do stanza 8, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So we are on the 6th bhavana.
Yeah. Contemplation. 6th, impurity contemplation. Asuchi bhavana. Palarudir Radimal Taili Kikasa Wasadi Te Meli Navadvara Bahe Ginakari Asadehe Kare Kimi Yari. Pal, flesh, Rudir, blood, Radi, pus, Mal, excreta, Thaili, container, Kikas, bones, Vasadi, fat, etc. The Maili, are filthy, Navadwar, 9 openings in the body, Bahe, oozing, Ginakari, disgusting, Asadeha, this body, Karakimiyari, how can one have a feeling of attachment? This body is made up of flesh, blood, pus, and excretory products. It is dirty due to its bones and fatty materials. There are 9 openings through which waste comes out. How can one have an attachment with such a body? In this stanza, the author's intention is to describe the impure nature of the body and to show the purity of the self. With the discriminative knowledge, he wants one to have liking for the pure nature of the self rather than dislike for the body. The body is made up of matter particles and is impure by its own nature. Under the cover of the skin, the body is full of filth. On the other hand, the soul is made up of consciousness and is inherently pure. Therefore, the enlightened soul concentrates on the contemplation of impurity, asuchi bhavana, and increases the purity in his modes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my,
Uh, you can go ahead and read that. Yeah.
oh my dear Lord, you have opened the treasure of the conscious nature of the pure soul to me. One will be foolish if he does not perceive even the rest of the precious wealth of the universal monarch as useless. When I look within, I experience the happiness of eternal nectar. Now the alien substances appear to me as poisonous things. Paramagamsara, stanza 245.
So this is not really related to Ashuchi Bhavana, but it's just
Yeah.
a separate this thing. So anyway, so Ashuchi Bhavana, basically, like the author is saying, they're not trying to make you hate the body, but they're giving you the reality that we don't think about it like that. Obviously, uh, people are always, the first thing we do is take care of our body. First thing you wake up in the morning, you're brushing, you see your face, what's wrong with it? And people are normally out there to fix anything and everything with their body, whether it is health, whether it is skin, whether it is eyes, whatever. Because that's the visible thing, right? So we do that. And it is not easy for us to focus inwards. That is why they're trying to sort of, I mean, even though it's a reality, but there's no need to focus on the dirt or the filth. The only reason they're pointing this out is that no matter how much you uh, uh, give it good food, do whatever, but the body takes its own course of action, whether it has to go and get sick, whether wrinkles on the face, blotches on the face, we all age and we all, see the changes in ourselves, and not something that is in our hand. It kind of brings a point where, well, I never did believe in all these cosmetics, but when you visit these different countries, I noticed that, and we've lived through the decades, and you can see there was a time there was no cosmetics, and people did away with whatever little bit natural stuff they could do. And now all these cosmetic companies and more coming, new ones coming up. Why? Because there's demand. You are able to convince the people through marketings, through billboards, through Instagram ads, through, you know, social media, through TV ads. Why? Because everybody is focused on the body. Everybody wants to look beautiful. Nobody knows what is beautiful, but they want to look beautiful. I went to Africa. People are so black that obviously that is beautiful to them. In India, we think being white is beautiful. And it's not like in Africa, they're not selling cosmetics. They're also saying billboards. The companies want to make money, doesn't matter what you are, right? So, so it kind of, when you look at those billboards, you sometimes feel how foolish we are, to be attracted to the products that the companies are trying to sell you. All because of what? Attachment towards our body.
Right.
So, and not just that. Okay, so I was on this trip, right? And there was a little cough and cold going around. When you're 25 people traveling together, 20, and if one person has a cold cough and you're in the same bus, other people also get it, right? So all this is going around, and this one tour guide from India, he brought this little drops. What it is, some Ayurvedic drop to balance your kapha,
Vata,
vata,
Pitta, Kapha. Yeah.
those three things, pitta and vata.
Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Yeah.
Right? Immediately, what happens? Oh, yeah, we want to try because we're not well. Let's try these drops. How quickly we get attracted to anything that will fix your body or anything that will make it look better, or, you know. So, and okay, it's not to say that you don't care. Of course, you do care about your body. You don't want to torture it, or you don't want to be sick. If it is sick, it has to be fixed. But overly attachment to that level where you are spending all your time worrying about or taking care of this body is also not good. And that's why they're trying to make you realize that this body is nothing, even though you want to make it look beautiful, but under the skin, nothing is. I mean, you cannot even look at it. If somebody has a big cut or किसी का सिर फट जाए, you can't even look at it. So that's the reason to have that bhavna. Why? Because when you are contemplating, when you're meditating, you say to yourself that, why do I need to be with myself, the soul? Because this body is not only temporary, it's going to go away. And whatever I have today, there is nothing clean, good about it that I need to worry about it so much. So, okay. Let's quickly read only the Bhavarth in the Hindi.
भावार्थ, यह शरीर तो मांस, रक्त, पीयू, विष्ठा आदि को थैली है और हड्डियां, चर्बी आदि से भरा होने के कारण अपवित्र है तथा इसके नौ दारों से निरंतर मैल बाहर निकलता रहता है। ऐसे शरीर के प्रति मोह राग कैसे किया जा सकता है? यह शरीर ऊपर से मक्खी के पंख के समान पतली चमड़ी से मठा हुआ है, इसलिए बाहर से तो सुंदर लगता है, किंतु किंतु यदि उसकी भीतरी स्थिति का विचार किया जाए तो उसमें अति अपवित्र वस्तुओं भरी है, इसलिए उसमें ममत्व, अहंकार या राग करना व्यर्थ है। यहाँ शरीर को मलिन बतलाने का अवश्य आशय वेद ज्ञान के द्वारा शरीर के स्वरूप का ज्ञान कराते हुए अविनाशी निज आत्म स्वभाव रूप पवित्र पद में रुचि करना है। शरीर के प्रति द्वेष भाव उत्पन्न कराने का आशय नहीं है। शरीर तो उसके अपने स्वभाव में ही अशुचिमय है और भगवान आत्मा निज स्वभाव से ही शुद्ध एवं सदा शुचिमय पवित्र चैतन्य पदार्थ है। इसलिए सम्यक दृष्टि जीव निज शुद्ध आत्मा की सन्मुखता द्वारा अपनी पर्याय में शुचिता की अर्थात पवित्रता की वृद्धि करता है। यह अशुचि भावना है।
Okay. So 1 second, stop sharing. I'll tell you some interesting story. So see, most of the world like focuses on the body, right? And to the height of what, right? So we went to this museum just almost the last day of the trip. Something very unique. So this Inca, the people of original people of South Africa, America rather, they showed these mummies and preserved things. So the culture was that if, say, a male or somebody died, or even female died, to them, death was like it's a journey. So they're going to go somewhere. So they showed these things that they had preserved, that when somebody died in the grave, they put food, just like you're packing and going on a trip. Not only that, the height of attachment, their servants, their kids, wives, they were all, what do you call them? Thrown in that grave.
Oh, yeah.
Live. So,
live.
live, like maybe they would be made unconscious, and that's it. And they actually had the preserved, like a mom, right, died. The two kids were sent with her. So the level of attachment, that anything that was yours that you should be taking with you, that was culture at one time over there. So it kind of makes you think that, how much mithyatva in the world, to what extent you can have this attachment.
Yeah, it is too much.
So, yeah. And that's like we are learning that all these relationships are through the body. And once you disconnect from this body, all the other misery is also solved. So, okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay. Contemplation 7, inflow contemplation, Asrav Bhavana. Jo jogani ki chaplai, thatai asrav hai bai. Asrav dukakar ganera, budavanta tinai niravera. Jo jogani ki chaplai, vibration due to the activities of mind, speech, and body. Tate, because of Havi, results from asrava, influx of karma, by soul capable of liberation. Asrava, influx of karma, dukkakar, cause of suffering. Ganera, severe. Buddhavanta, wise persons. Tinain, those. Niravera, to keep off. They have this picture where
Ashrav is, yeah. So they're saying that any kind of vibration of the soul. And when does it happen? Through mind, speech,
mind, Manvachankaya.
which is always active, right? As long as we are alive.
Yeah.
So it's active either good way or bad way. So you're constantly getting karmas, either good or bad.
Mentioned art karmas here, type of karma.
Yeah. So they're saying that
Yeah.
all, usually except Ayu, all these
Yeah.
are always getting attached to the karma or to the soul.
Can you repeat, Prabhaji, the vibrations is through the mind?
Okay.
Manvachankaya, mind.
So anything you do, right? Any thought, which usually we are never without thoughts, okay?
Right.
Thought, speech, and action.
Okay.
Anything you do, the soul is constantly vibrating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is why, remember, we learned when Aryant becomes Siddh, that before the body leaves, see, remember, even if they're walking, whatever it is, the ashrav is still happening.
Right.
As long as their mind, body, and speech is active. Of course, the body and speech is not active when they're in meditation, right? But still, even the thought, they become nirvikal. Remember, we learned the meditation time, right? But even the breathing is also the movement, right? Even that causes the soul kampan. So before they leave the body, they say, for that time, that Ruri, you can speak that much, those 5 words. For that much time, even the breath is held, that there is zero kampan in the soul. Then the body leaves. And that is the Siddha state. So ashrav is there even in the 12th gun sun and all those, because those things are active. Yeah.
The vibratory activity of the space points of the soul is known as yoga and is the reason for the soul's auspicious and inauspicious manifestation and is known as the subjective inflow, bhavasra. It occurs independently. As a result of subjective inflow, the material karma gets attracted to the soul, dravyasrava, by their own nature. This inflow is the reason for the suffering of the soul. The wise person stays away from these activities. Donation, compassion, devotion, worshipping, austerities, etc. Auspicious intentions are the impure nature of the soul and are known as auspicious manifestations of the soul, bhava punya. At the same time, new karma known as auspicious material karma, dravya punya karma, get attracted to the soul. Violence, untruthfulness, stealing, etc. are the inauspicious manifestations of the soul, bhava papa. And at the same time, these new karma get attracted to the soul and are known as the inauspicious material karma, dravya papa karma. As such, the auspicious and inauspicious manifestation is not the inherent nature of the soul. It is the transient, impure state of the soul. The material karma are the alien things. They cannot do anything favorable or unfavorable to the soul. The enlightened soul knows these facts very well, and as a result, he makes his personal efforts to keep away from the inflow status and increases his dispassionate state. This is the nature of the inflow contemplation, asrava bhavana.
So basically, when they're contemplating, they know whatever is going through is creating ashram, but they don't consider it their own. What does that mean? Remember, so many times we've discussed what is the oil. Remember the example that we do, body pe oil hai to
Yeah.
dust aa jati hai. So what is that oil?
Oil is the one that is attracting the dust.
No, but yes, that is
Yeah.
in the body, that example. But in reality, what is the oil?
Oil is it can be punya karma or papa
No,
karma.
rag and dvesh.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you don't have the attachment, okay, till certain gunsthan, they are getting karmas. After, like in the 13th, they are not getting any bondage. Ashrav is happening, but so remember we had that example, dust is coming towards you, but there is no oil, there is no rag dvesh. So how it cannot get stuck.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get the bandh.
Yeah.
The reason for the bandh is what?
Mora. With that
Right.
mora.
Right. So even in our day-to-day living, okay, we know ashrav is happening. No problem, nothing we can do about it, because right now we are not stopping speech or action or even the mind, nothing we can do. But what we can do is disassociate ourselves with it. So when we are the soul and we have that disassociation, that all these thoughts that are coming to me, all these relationships that I'm entangled in, all that is not me. Again, we go back to the same example, a babysitter does everything for whoever she's working for, right? Whoever's baby she's taking care of, she's going to do everything. Yet, is she attached to that baby?
No. Yeah.
No. Tomorrow something happens to that baby, who is going to be more affected? The real mother, not the babysitter.
Yeah.
So she is able to do all the activities that a mother would do. The only thing missing is that attachment. And same way, a Gyani or a Samyak Drashti lives in the world. They continue until they take Diksha. They continue to do their worldly duties, but without that attachment towards it. They think of themselves as the soul, and whatever happens based on the uday of the previous karmas will happen, but they are the observer, they are not the doer. So that contemplation that the ashrav is going to happen, but I can still stop the bandh.
Bhavalaji, can you go back to the English one? So, Prabhaji, the first sentence here is saying it uses the word subjective inflow.
Because it is, when it says subjective, that means which bhav will create which karma, in that sense.
But we're making two distinctions, bhava ashrav and dravya ashrav, right?
Oh yeah, so bhav is the, okay, dravya is the physical particles that are getting attracted. Okay, bhav is the whatever bhav you did, which caused the physical particles to get attracted towards you.
So they happen one after the other then, right?
Yes, sort of simultaneously. So let's say you had uday that somebody snatched your wallet and ran away. Okay, आपको कोई लाभ अंतराय का उदय आया. what is going to happen to you? Immediate bhav will say, oh, somebody is stealing my purse. Right away, you'll go run, catch, beat him up, whatever you will do, right? All that thought process or action or whatever you did, that is the subjective inflow. And at the same time, the karma particles, karma and vargana, that got converted to karma and got in the same space as your soul, is the dravyashram.
So suppose you thought of something good or bad, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't carry through the action. So are you
Still,
still
the thought, yeah.
doing
So
anything?
the thought already came. You could have said, "Acha, theek hai, ab mere nahi likha tha paisa, jaane do." Let's say that good bhav came to you. Okay, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to run after this thief or whatever it is. So, in a way, you did something good, right? You stopped your anger. You didn't react badly. So that good thought also will create karmas, even though low intensity, punya bhav, but it will create karmas to come.
नहीं, पर उसमें द्रव्य आश्रव तो हुआ ही नहीं है.
होगा ना, आश्रव भी तो होगा.
नहीं, supposing
कोई भाव तो देखो,
example, I thought
बिना
कि
भाव के तो आप रहे नहीं. आपने
supposing I'm thinking that मेरे मन में कुछ बुरा ख्याल आया किसी के लिए, somebody was saying something bad thing, so I thought about hitting him, let's say. I'm just giving an example, right? But I didn't carry through my actions, but I thought about it, but I didn't do it. So now where do you step?
So remember when we read the Ahimsa book, what did we write? What did we study? Where is hinsa? रागादि की हिंसा है. तो राग या द्वेष की उत्पत्ति, अगर हमें द्वेष होता उसके प्रति, द्वेष तो हो गया इमीडिएटली, जैसे ही किसी ने आपके लिए बुरा किया, एक थॉट तो जरूर आएगा. देन यू कैन से कि मैं उसको माफ करता हूं या मैं नहीं रिएक्ट करूंगा. बट द थॉट ऑलरेडी केम, राइट? देयर इज द इनफ्लक्स ऑफ द कर्मा. Now, if you would have acted upon it, then more intense karmas, more quantity, more intensity, more all that.
So another point it makes is all this auspicious and inauspicious activity is due to vibration of the soul. So are we just trying to stop the soul from vibrating?
No, we are not trying to stop the soul. No, we cannot actually. We are not at that level. These are happening to us, right? Whatever, see, it's in a way, it's a vicious cycle, right? पहले जो हमने कर्म किए वो उदय में आ रहे हैं, वो कंटिन्यूसली निकल रहे हैं. जब निकल रहे हैं तो वो उसका कुछ फल दे रहे हैं, जो कि हमारे भाव उससे उत्पन्न होते हैं, या एक्शन होता है, या कुछ तो होता है कंटिन्यूसली. इट्स अ चेन रिएक्शन, राइट? पहले के उदय में आते हैं, हम रिएक्ट करते हैं, अच्छा या बुरा, either way, right? And then we do some action, which again causes the new karmas. The only way to stop that is when the few moments that you are with your soul. It stops, it doesn't. So, okay, so that is somewhere. The more time you stay in your soul, then it causes the previous karmas to come, get released. Some by natural. Anyway, some of them are going to go away. Naturally were going to go away because उनका time of fruition हो गया था.
नहीं प्रभा जी, वो तो आप सही कह रहे हैं, बट मैं इसके जो नया कॉन्सेप्ट इसमें बताया ना, आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू लैच ऑन और ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. It talks about which, so I find it very interesting. And you did say that body leaves the body, soul is at a standstill or it's not vibrating anymore.
Okay, let me tell you this. The wise person stays away from these activities. What does that mean? It's not like he's not going to do the activities or think of that. He's not going to involve himself with that. He will see it as an observer, that it is happening. So, देखो.
At that time, his soul is not vibrating. Is that what you say?
No, it's still vibrating. वो तो soul vibrating तो बंद नहीं होती है until that last stage that I explained, जो भगवान का होता है. So
at Gunasthan 13th, your soul stops vibrating. Is that what we say?
At the end, when the body leaves.
Okay.
सिद्धस्थ अवस्था में आने के just पहले.
Okay. As long as you're alive, you have
the
the body,
vibration
the
is
soul
there.
will vibrate.
Yes. So the goal, we are not trying to stop the vibration of the soul. पर
sentence
कम
appears to
ज्यादा
be
हो
as
सकता
long
है.
as it's vibrating, you're doing something auspicious or inauspicious.
Right. No, no.
That is what I was
Because you're
feeling.
doing something auspicious or unauspicious is happening, the vibrations are continuously going on. Now, and उस वाइब्रेशन में ही तो मैंने कहा ना, इतनी सारी चीजें जो हमने पढ़ी थी, इंटेंसिटी, क्वांटिटी, वो सब अकॉर्डिंगली कम ज्यादा, राइट? तो अब जैसे वाइब्रेशन एक तो और एक कम, वो तो हो ही सकता है ना, डिफरेंस तो.
नहीं, जैसे हम सम्यक ज्ञानी हो गए और गुण स्थान 13 में है मान लीजिए, इज माय
हाँ,
सोल वाइब्रेटिंग एट दैट टाइम?
इट इज स्टिल वाइब्रेटिंग, पर नॉट
It's not resulting any influx of the karma.
एक्चुअली. ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग, आपको मैं बताऊं, try to observe sometimes. When I did Vipassana, when I came back, you could actually observe that vibration in yourself. Suppose आप 1 घंटा meditation में बैठो, right? Do nothing, right? Then when you get up and something happens, you are able to observe just before you're able or going to react, whether it is anger or something. And before it actually you react, right? So you are able to, कभी आप notice करना कि किसी पे बहुत तेज गुस्सा आया, you will be able to observe the vibration versus when you're sitting in meditation.
How was your experience of Vipassana?
It was very good. It was, of course, it's very different. When I did it, I was very young. So it was kind of, in the beginning, it was like, do I really want to do this type of thing? But now I think it's good ones to do. Because see, otherwise, आप घर में बैठे नहीं कर पाते हो ऐसे, meditation
Yeah.
को. You cannot.
The only thing, unfortunately, I mean, I tried to find out about it, but I found out that the first time you go, you have to commit minimum 10 days.
That is correct,
So
yes.
it's not like, I mean, once you do that, you're 2-3 day
Then
off.
you can go, but I've never done it after that.
Yeah.
For me, that one experience
So
was good.
that
And
becomes a challenge, how do you find 10 days?
it is a challenge, and you may or may not like it also. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do for 10
I was
days.
willing to find out. I was willing to find out to see whether I like it or not.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. And first 2 days, I did not like it. I wanted to run away from it. But but then I was there. So I mean, so eventually it was good. I think we lost Bahubali ji. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe his internet or something. He was sharing and suddenly he's gone. Um, let's see. Are one of you going to try to call him, or do you want me to?
I'll try and call it.
Otherwise, somebody else can also share. Maybe I'm assuming his internet or something must have happened.
No, he just sent a message. His laptop just restarted. We'll connect back soon. So
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, somebody else share it and
does anybody else has it open?
I have to look.
I'll share.
okay,
Sure.
please do. Yeah. Or even, sometimes we get entangled in thoughts. Oh, why this person did this and why this, and you keep on and on and on. And you can observe those vibrations in the soul. And then the 10 days that you are in Vipassana, obviously your mind never really calms down to that level, even though you're meditating. But still, you can feel that difference. So.
नहीं, मुझे थोड़ा सा ये लगा that statement was not 100% correct. So basically what we are saying that soul can vibrate when you still could keep away from the karma, right? I mean, it seemed to indicate.
No, the only way, see, there is a huge range, remember? Har cheez, all the 4 things that we studied, quantity, intensity, type में तो कुछ type में भी with सब type में change होता हो सकता है depending on what you're doing. And what was the 4th thing?
तो प्रभा जी, गुणस्थान 13 में तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा ना, ऑस्पिशियस इनऑस्पिशियस कुछ नहीं
वहां
है।
राग द्वेष नहीं है, पूरा अटैचमेंट चला गया है,
तो
राइट?
सोल सोल वाइब्रेट कर रही है, स्टेटमेंट बोल रहा है कि सोल जब तक वाइब्रेट कर रही है ऑस्पिशियस
तो
इनऑस्पिशियस है।
हाँ, उसमें ऑस्पिशियस चलेगा ना, पुण्य का तो उदय चल ही रहा है ना कंटिन्यूअसली।
नहीं, तो उसमें तो पुण्य
बॉडी,
खत्म हो
द
जाता है,
फैक्ट
पुण्य
दैट द
पाप
बॉडी
दोनों
इज
होते हैं।
गोइंग, तो वो पुण्य तो चल रहा है, और उनके मुंह से क्या वो खिल रही है, दे आर नॉट इन्वॉल्व, तो बंद नहीं हो रहा है, और आश्रव तो हो रहा है ना।
अच्छा।
बिकॉज क्या हो रहा है, उनकी दिव्य ध्वनि खिल रही है, तो अच्छा काम हो रहा है, तो पुण्य आश्रव हो रहा है, पर इट्स नॉट एबल टू डू द बंद, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट, दे डोंट हैव द अटैचमेंट फैक्टर। हाँ चलो, स्टॉप इट समवर। जिन पुण्य पाप नहीं कीना। अरुण जी, आप पढ़ेंगे वो?
जी। जिन पुण्य पाप नहीं कीना, आत्म अनुभव चित्त दीना, तिनहि विधि आवत रोके, संवर गहि सुख अवलोके। जिन, those souls, punya pap, meritorious and demeritorious acts, nahi kina, not indulgent, atam, nature of the soul, anubhav chit dina, remain engrossed in, tinahi vidhi, those karma, avat rokai, stop the influx, samvar, shedding of the karmic influx, gahi, attained, sukh, spiritual bliss, avloke, realize. Those who remain engrossed in the nature of the self and refrain from the auspicious and inauspicious manifestations of the soul are able to curb the inflow of karma. Such a person can accomplish the stoppage of karma and ultimately can obtain everlasting bliss. To stop the inflow of karma is known as stoppage. With right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct, one stops the inflow of wrong belief, wrong knowledge, and wrong conduct, producing karma. Even though the enlightened soul knows that auspicious and inauspicious manifestations of the soul are the reason for the bondage,
Mhm.
he still has some amount of these manifestations still remain due to his instability. Ashir,
This answers your question. See, the Samyak Drishti knows he
hmm,
doesn't need to be indulged, right? Still, there is that instability of the mind, and that little bit of lobe, little bit of that is still remaining. Remember, we studied in the Gunstans till the 10th Gunstan. Okay,
to,
continue reading. Yeah.
to stay within the pure soul of nature of the soul, his purity improves proportionally to efforts he puts towards achieving the purity of the soul. The enlightened soul increases his purity by his introvertedness, swasanmukta. This is known as the stoppage contemplation, sambar bhavana.
Hmm. So
In
while you are absorbed in your soul, no other like external thoughts, anything is coming. You're only experiencing the soul. That time, no karmas can come. But that moment is very small. The rest of the times, it's continuously happening. Okay.
in any difficult situation, one must take time out to study the scriptures and meditate because the most precious human life will not last forever. There can be many difficult situations in the life, like death of beloved relatives, incurable disease coming to the body, but one must take time out to study the scripture and perform meditation regularly. One must not waste the precious human life.
Mm. So this is something I have experienced. When I was taking the course, my own brother went through cancer. I was there with him for 5 months, but I did not miss any class. Or even, my father passed away during those 5 years, and it did help a lot to continue with it rather than, that is why actually, whether he wants to continue the course or not, I would have wanted Dinesh to continue coming to class anyways, because it's more important if you're going through a challenging situation to stick, with this, because it really helps you, feel better. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back, but I could not connect on my laptop, so I will not be able to share.
It's okay. Nidhi ji is sharing, so we'll continue. Okay. थोड़ा और नीचे only the भावार्थ निधि जी. आश्रव
आश्रव का रोकना सो संवर है, सम्यक दर्शन आदि द्वारा मिथ्याद्वी आश्रव रुकते हैं। शुभोपयोग तथा अशुभोपयोग दोनों बंध के कारण है, ऐसा सम्यक दृष्टि जी पहले से ही जानता है। यद्यपि साधक को निचली भूमिका में शुद्धता के साथ अल्प शुभाशुभ भाव होते हैं, किंतु वह दोनों को बंध का कारण मानता है। इसलिए सम्यक दृष्टि जीव स्वद्रव्य के आलंबन द्वारा जितने अंश में शुद्धता करता है उतने अंश में उसे संवर होता है, और वह क्रमशः शुद्धता में वृद्धि कर पूर्ण शुद्धता संवर प्राप्त करता है। यह संवर भावना है। Should I proceed?
Now, okay, just so you know, even see, Samaik is a ritual that most of us should do. But in general, I have noticed that in the Shvetambara Parampara, it is more popular. Not that it is not there in the Digambar Parampara, but in terms of practicing, I have not seen that much emphasis on it. Whereas in the Sthanakvasi Parampara, that's the main preaching. Always do Samaik. So most people will at least try to do morning and 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. There are people in India who will go before going to work, they will do one Samaik, and then in the evening. Or people who are retired, or like my mother-in-law, she would do at least 4 or 5 in a day. So what would you do if you took out that 1 hour? Well, this is what you do. You contemplate on these things. Because you really, if you're not at that level, you can be with your soul, but you can become, if you practice enough, the nirvikalp meditation also for a few, even though it may happen for only a few seconds, fraction of seconds. So, okay, nirjara bhavna.
निज काल पाए विधि झरना, तासो निज काज न सरना। जो तप करि कर्म खिपावे, सोई शिव सुख दर्शावे। Niche of its own, called time, pi on completion, vidhi, karm, jharna to destroy, tasan with that, nij kaj one's purpose, na sarna not achieved, tap kari by performance of penance, jo those, karma khipave to destroy the karma particles, soi only those, sivsuk spiritual bliss, darsavai to enjoy.
So that picture is showing that all these karmas are coming out of your soul. Do you notice in that previous picture, Ashraf picture, there are all these, and then the arrows were going inwards. Now it's going outwards.
The aim of life cannot be achieved by shedding karma upon their fruition. One who destroys karma by performing austerity is able to achieve bliss. The shedding of karma occurs at the time of fruition, when the time is right for those bonded karma that are staying with the soul in dormant conditions. This occurs all the time to every mundane soul, including ignorant souls. However, this is not the reason for purity in the ignorant souls. In fact, shedding of the karma occurring in the enlightened souls with the right faith, knowledge, conduct, and with austerity is known as a premature disintegration of karma. Avipak nirjara or sakam nirjara. When there is progressive increase in the purity of the soul, proportionate amount of karma disintegrates, ultimately leading to complete shedding of karma and soul achieving ultimate liberation. The enlightened soul knows the fact. With self-introvertedness, he increases his purity. This is known as the shedding contemplation, nirjara bhavana.
Okay, so here what we are trying to understand is that, see, naturally, as we live, remember I said it's a vicious cycle. There are karmas that are coming to Uday because they're sthiti. Remember, sthiti is the duration that it's going to stay with you. वो जब, when that ends, that karma will come into fruition. So if you just let things happen, guess what? There's never going to be moksha. It's a vicious cycle, right? आप कर्म निकल रहे हैं, कर्म के उदय से कुछ पुण्य पाप भाव आएंगे, आप भाव करोगे, फिर नए कर्म आएंगे, फिर वो उसके उदय में आएंगे. It's going to continue happening. The only way to stop that is through meditation, through contemplation, and you cannot just sit and meditate. If you don't have the knowledge, what are you going to meditate on? So that is why it is important to understand the Shastras, gain the knowledge, then be able to be in meditation. So, and then, so let's say initially you may not be able to be thoughtless, right? So what would you do if you were in samayik or you were in meditation? You would contemplate on these 12 bhavnas or so many other topics. And then as you understand that the soul, and then those thoughts also go away and you take a leap to this thoughtlessness of the soul. And that is the state when you, even within that few seconds, as the soul is purifying, which means getting rid of all the karmas as much, lot of, they say, multiple times, the karma bunches are out of your soul when you're in meditation. So they say that, let's say you did fasting for a year, as opposed to just a few seconds of pure meditation. The pure meditation will get rid of more karmas than the fasting. So, and as the purity increases, the more and more the karmas you get rid of. So, and that process, as we get into, other books, Panchlabdhi and all those, they explain how kind of mathematically, how much percentage more and more and more the purity as it increases, the karmas you're able to get rid of without those karmas coming into fruition. See, there has to be a way to get the balance, right? If you let it happen, it's not going to happen. So there has to be a method to get rid of the karmas more than the influx. So, okay. अपनी अपनी स्थिति पूर्ण होने पर,
अपनी अपनी स्थिति पूर्ण होने पर कर्मों का खिर जाना तो प्रति समय अज्ञानी को भी होता है, पर कहीं शुद्धि का कारण नहीं होता, परंतु सम्यक दर्शन ज्ञान चारित्र द्वारा अर्थात आत्मा के शुद्ध प्रतिपन्न द्वारा जो कर्म खिर जाते हैं वह अविपाक अथवा सकाम निर्जरा कहलाती है.
so you
तदनुसार
understand the difference between akam and sakam? Which one is akam?
akam is which is happening without any efforts, right?
Right. That is always happening to all of us. The karmas that their duration is done, they are coming into Uday and those are coming out. So leaving of the karmas from your soul space is called nirjara. So that is happening to everybody. But with the effort of meditation, the extra karmas that are leaving your soul is the sakam nirjara.
तदनुसार शुद्धि की वृद्धि होते होते संपूर्ण निजरा होती है, तब जीव शिव सुख की पूर्णता रूप मोक्ष प्राप्त करता है. ऐसा जानता हुआ सम्यक दृष्टि जीव स्वद्रव्य के आलंबन द्वारा जो शुद्धि की वृद्धि करता है वह निर्जरा भावना है. This is basically an active process. I mean, not a passive one.
That's exactly right. Yes. So you're constantly aware of your soul, you're constantly association with your soul. And once that's the importance of Samyak Darshan, is that once you experience that soul, then you kind of know what it is. And then you keep on going more and more inward and want to stay in that state. And then in turn, that also gets rid of more and more of your karmas. So, Viraji, can you read the English part now?
Yeah.
And Nidhi can read the Hindi.
Just what alamban means what? Alamban?
Support.
Support. Okay. Stanza 12, contemplation number 10. Contemplation regarding the nature of the universe, lok bhavana.
Kinhu karo.
Kinhu na karo na
Dharai ko.
dharayo ko. Shat dwarai mein na harai ko. So lokmahi binu samata. Duk sahi jiv nit brahmata. Kinan ho ka na karu, no one has created. Not dharai ko, not maintained by. Shat dravyarmai is made of 6 substances. Na harai ko, no one can destroy. So therefore, lokamahi, in the universe. Binu samta, without equanimity. Duk sahai, suffers pain. Jeev, soul, nit, always. Brahmata, wandering. The universe was neither created nor maintained by anyone. It is made up of 6 universal substances, and no entity can ever destroy it. Without equanimity, the living being suffers a great deal due to the transmigration in the universe. Brahma is not the creator, Vishnu is not the maintainer, and Mahesh is not the destroyer of the universe. Universe is composed of 6 substances. The universe and its substances are in existence forever. All these substances, with their own capacity, remain constant from the substantiality point of view, dravyarthik nai, and keep on changing constantly in the form of origination and cessation from the modal point of view. Pariyaichitika point of view.
Paryayarthik.
Pariyarthik point of view. One substance has no control over any other substance. The true nature of one soul, which is consciousness, is absolutely separate forever from other souls and remaining 5 universal substances. The religious person has this strong belief and as a result does not believe in enjoying or owning alien substances. By believing in this manner, he keeps increasing his purity by reducing mundane expectations and delusions. This is known as the contemplation regarding the nature of the universe, lok bhavana.
So you understand that the Lok Bhavana contemplation is how was the universe made, the fact that there is nobody making it, the fact that everything is constant, only the modes are changing. And that is same thing that the science has also proven now, right? Matter cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form. Why it only talks about matter? Because that's the only thing we can see. So physics also believes in medium of motion, medium of rest, time, space. But we cannot see those. The only thing we can see is the matter, Pudgal. So that is the reality of the life, the universe. And then its contemplation means that you kind of think about it, that okay, if these are the set of rules of the universe, where do I fit in? Why is my thought process such and such and where it should be? So it gives, there is so much that you can contemplate on through these Bhara Bhavna. निधि जी आप हिंदी का पढ़ोगे? Are you able?
You're on mute.
It's noisy at my end because of the fan. And it may be noisy from my end.
ब्रह्मा आदि किसी ने, आप पढ़िए, आई वी कैन नॉट हियर द डिस्टर्बेंस, यू कैन प्रॉब्ली हियर इट।
ब्रह्मा आदि किसी ने इस लोक को बनाया नहीं है। विष्णु या शेषनाग आदि किसी ने इसे टिका नहीं रखा है, तथा महादेव आदि किसी से यह नष्ट नहीं होता, किंतु यह छह द्रव्य में लोक स्वयं से ही अनादि अनंत है। छहों द्रव्य नित्य स्वस्वरूप से स्थित रहकर निरंतर अपनी नई नई पर्यायों अवस्थाओं से उत्पाद व्यय रूप परिणमन करते रहते हैं। एक द्रव्य में दूसरे द्रव्य का अधिकार नहीं है। यह छह द्रव्य स्वरूप लोक, यह मेरा स्वरूप नहीं है, वह मेरा स्वरूप नहीं है, वह मुझसे त्रिकाल भिन्न है, मैं उससे भिन्न हूँ, मेरा शाश्वत चैतन्य लोक ही मेरा स्वरूप है। ऐसा धर्मी जीव विचार करता है और स्वन्मुक्ता द्वारा विषमता मिटाकर साम्य भाव वीतरागता बढ़ाने का अभ्यास करता है। यह लोक भावना है।
So you understand, like science talks about the five substances, but the sixth one it doesn't know, which is me. And that is what the main contemplation is. Even though the six dravyas are there, but who am I? And that's the one that I need to focus on.
Shall I continue, ma'am?
Yeah. So yeah, let Viraj read the one in English. Okay. Contemplation regarding the rarity of religion. Oh, you're on mute. Are you speaking on mute, Viraj?
Yeah, sorry. Contemplation regarding the rarity of religious knowledge. Bodhi Durlabh Bhavana. Antim Grivaka Lo Ki Had.
Lauki, huh?
Yeah. Vayu Anant Viryan Pad. Vai Samyak Gyan Na Ladhav. Durlabh Nij Me Muni Sadhav. Antim Grivaka Lao. Nine neck dwelling abode of the angels. Nihad up to. Payu attain. Ananta Viryan, limitless times. Pad status, pi, but. Samyak Gnan, right knowledge. Na ladau, not attained. Durlabh, rare. Nijme, within themselves. Muni, ascetic. Sadhu, attain. The living being with wrong faith has been able to obtain the high position of nine-neck dwelling abode of the angels many times in the past due to his milder passions. However, he has never obtained the right knowledge. The right knowledge is unprecedented and can only be obtained by self-introvertedness, swa-sanmukta, with infinite self-efforts. Right knowledge and right faith cannot be obtained by auspicious manifestations or by auspicious karma. The mundane living being has obtained favorable surroundings, all four realms of existence, and association of alien substances infinite times in the past, but has never realized the true nature of the self at any times in the past. Therefore, it is imperative that he obtains this extraordinary nature of self-realization. The value of understanding the true nature of self cannot be compared with any substance on the universe. Enlightenment, Bodhi, means the unity of absolute right faith, knowledge, and conduct. The wise person must pull all his efforts in obtaining this enlightenment. The person with right faith concentrates on this contemplation, and as a result, he increases his enlightenment. This is the nature of contemplation regarding the rarity of religious knowledge. Bodhi Durlabh Bhavana.
So you see how it is innovates, Durlabh innovates easy. Why is we are the soul, right? So what is so difficult? It's right here with me. I don't have to go anywhere to get anything. It's not a foreign country for an item that I need to worry about. In that sense, it's easy. It's me. I'm always with myself. But unfortunately, with the attachment problem, we are not able to do that. It's so easy to get distracted, to get pulled away from being with yourself. And that is why it's so durlabh. And just we can see how many, the population of even humans, out of that population, how few are even interested in soul. Doesn't matter which religion, even if they're Hindu, Muslim, whatever, everybody has that spirit, soul, whatever they call it. How many are even interested? How many even go there? I mean, even if they're religious, they may be religious in just rituals, they may be doing penance, they may be doing pujas. How many are interested in soul? Very, very few. And even then, they may be going towards it, and any little distraction, the moh is so strong. It's very easy to deviate. In that sense, it is a rare thing to happen. Bodhi means Samyak Darshan. It's very rare to happen because there is too many distractions, too easy to get away from it. And of course, Bodhi is Durlabh, but when we talk about even this course, we say if somebody finishes 5 years, it's a huge accomplishment. Because they've been able to stick to it come what may. The circumstances are definitely going to come in this period of 5 years. Sickness, health, relative issues, something or the other will happen. Happy occasions, sad occasions. And if you can stick with it, then you have proven to yourself that, yes, this is priority to you. You yourself, the soul, is priority number one for you. So come what may, you don't leave this. And, it's still a lot of people are not able to make it, and that's why the Bodhi Durlabh. So even with this course, that's just an example, but the Samyak Darshan, and as easy as it should be, I mean, we are the soul, so how far are we going to get it? It's right there. But yet it is not that easy. Doesn't happen to everybody. So, okay, let's read in Hindi.
मिथ्या दृष्टि जीव मंद कषाय के कारण अनेक बार त्रैवेय तक उत्पन्न होकर अहमेंद्र पद को प्राप्त हुआ है, परंतु उसने एक बार भी सम्यक ज्ञान प्राप्त नहीं किया, क्योंकि सम्यक ज्ञान प्राप्त करना वह अपूर्व है। उसे तो स्वमुक्ता के अनंत पुरुषार्थ द्वारा ही प्राप्त किया जा सकता है, और ऐसा होने पर विपरीत अभिप्राय आदि दोषों का अभाव होता है। सम्यक दर्शन ज्ञान आत्मा के आश्रय से ही होते हैं, पुण्य से, शुभ राग से, जड़ कर्मादि से नहीं होते। इस जीव ने बाह्य संयोग चारों गति के लौकिक पद अनंत बार प्राप्त किए हैं, किंतु निज आत्मा का यथार्थ स्वरूप स्वानुभव द्वारा प्रत्यक्ष करके उसे कभी नहीं समझा, इसलिए उसकी प्राप्ति अपूर्व है। बोधि अर्थात निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन ज्ञान चारित्र की एकता, उस बोधि की प्राप्ति प्रत्येक जीव को करना चाहिए। सम्यक दृष्टि जीव स्व सन्मुक्ता पूर्वक ऐसा चिंतन करता है और अपनी बोधि और शुद्धि की वृद्धि का बारंबार अभ्यास करता है। यह बोधि दुर्लभ भावना है।
So what are they saying here is that in the first paragraph, why is it 1 second, did we change?
Yeah, okay.
हिंदी तो it's okay, कोई
It
बात
is.
नहीं। हाँ, तो आत्मा के आश्रय से ही होते हैं। That is the key element here, okay? देखो, अगर हम, which is the big myth people do, see, ज्यादातर दुनिया is so involved in punya. Let me make hospitals, and not that you shouldn't do this. Yes, you should do punya activities because you're not able to be in your soul all the time. But thinking कि उससे काम हो जाएगा is where we go wrong. So people are so busy doing punya, puja, bhakti, building hospitals, building upashray, all those activities give that contentment feeling that, oh, हमने कुछ अच्छा कर लिया, हमने कुछ धर्म का काम कर लिया. Yes, that will give you swarg all the way till Novegreve, which is a higher level of swarg. But because it was not made, it was not through the Atma support, it will only give you swarg, from which again you have to fall down once that time is finished. So basically they're saying that you'll reach that higher padvi in the swarg, but even that is of no use unless it was done with the support of Atma. If it was after Samyak Darshan, that swarg, then he would have come back down to the Manushyavan Bhav and reached moksha. So that is the importance of Bodhi or Samyak Darshan. Okay, now the last one, Dharma Bhavna.
Want me to read?
Yeah.
I can read.
Yeah.
Contemplation on the nature of religious path, Dharma Bhavna. Je Bhavam Mo Te
Avamohate Nyare.
Naye, Drug Gyan Vratadik Sare, Te Dharma Jabai Jiye Dhare, Tabhi Sukh Achal Nihare. Jay Bhav, those feelings of Moh Tine Nyare, devoid of delusion. Drug Gyan Pratadik Sare, all right faith, right knowledge, the course of vows, penance, etc. Te is therefore, Dharma is religions, Jabai is then, Jiv, Jia is soul, Dhare follows, Tabhi, then only, Sukh, spiritual bliss, Achal, permanent, Nihare, perceive. The religion consists of right faith, right knowledge, right conduct, vows, austerities, etc. These are the spiritual manifestations without delusion. With this religion, the living being is able to perceive permanent bliss. The unity of absolute right faith, knowledge, and conduct is the real nature of the religion. The conventional right faith, knowledge, and conduct are in the fact not true religion. Can I just stop you? What do they mean by the conventional right faith, knowledge, and conduct?
The conventional means that, see, whenever the Samyak Drashti, who has Nishchay Samyak Darshan, means the soul experience,
Right.
so they will have those characteristics. Remember, we read some Samveg, Nirvichikitsa, Astha, and all that. But some people think that if you have those external characteristics, that's good enough. That is Samyak Darshan, which is not the case.
When the soul, with his personal efforts, obtains the absolute nature of the triple gem of right faith, knowledge, and conduct, he is able to perceive the everlasting bliss of liberation. The enlightened soul concentrates on this contemplation and increases his self-introvertness. This is the nature of the contemplation of the nature of religious path, Dharma Bhavna.
So basically, to understand what is true dharma is very important. See, there is so many myths floating around. In some cases, people think just because they're born in the Jain family, they are Samyak Drishti. Some people think, oh, because I'm going to Upashray, I'm doing Samaik, I'm doing this, I have to be Samyak Drishti. So these are all the myths that one has to get rid of through Dharma Bhavana to understand what is true Dharma.
Will I read now?
Ramaji, I can read.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Yes, Amit can read now. Let him read. Mo arthat, wahan se bhavarth.
Okay, भावार्थ मोह अर्थात मिथ्या मिथ्या दर्शन अर्थात अतत्व श्रद्धान, उससे रहित निश्चय, सम्यक दर्शन, सम्यक ज्ञान और सम्यक चारित्र रत्नत्रय ही सार रूप धर्म है। व्यवहार रत्नत्रय वह धर्म नहीं है। ऐसा बतलाने के लिए यहाँ गाथा में सारे शब्द का प्रयोग किया है। जब जीव निश्चय रत्नत्रय स्वरूप धर्म को स्वाश्रय द्वारा प्रकट करता है, तभी वह स्थिर अक्षय सुख मोक्ष प्राप्त करता है। इस प्रकार चिंतन करके सम्यक दृष्टि जीव स्वान्मुक्ता द्वारा शुचि की वृद्धि बारंबार करता है। वह धर्म भावना है। आत्मानुभव पूर्वक
Wait, that was finished. Where are you reading? Oh, down here. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I was reading
This is the
15.
next
Yeah,
one.
sorry.
That is the next one. Yeah.
That's the next one.
Yeah. Let's go back to the English. The Bara Bhavna is finished. Now it's going to just
The stanza 15.
15.
Nature of the ascetic with right faith, knowledge and conduct. Nature of the भावलिंगी मुनि. सो धर्म मुनि कर धरिए, तिनकी करतूते उचरइए, ताको सुनी के भव प्राणी, अपनी अनुभूति पिछानी. So therefore, dharma, religion, muni by ascetics, kari dharye is followed by tinaki of those, kartuti, course of conduct, uchirai, narrate, tako of that, sunike, listen, bhavi prani, living being capable of liberation, apni, your, anubhiti pichani, recognize one's nature of soul. The unity of absolute right, faith, knowledge, and conduct is seen in the true ascetic. It will be described in the next section of the scripture. The author requests the living being capable of liberation to carefully listen to the stories of conduct of such ascetics and then put into action in one's life in order to experience the nature of true self.
So you see this last paragraph, what they're saying is that understand your own soul, and who is on that true path is the Muni, right? Muni is now spending all his life only trying to be with his soul. Now, why should you study their life cycle? See what they're saying, that living being capable of liberation, you should carefully listen to their stories. So I was telling you about this Ram Kani. Why they make you read some of these stories is so you understand that they were also mundane souls like you. They also went through ups and downs in life, and how they overcome all that and be able to be with their soul.
भावार्थ निश्चय रत्नत्रय स्वरूप धर्म को भावलंगी दिगंबर जैन मुनि ही अंगीकार करते हैं, अन्य कोई नहीं. अब आगे उन मुनियों के सकल चारित्र का वर्णन किया जाता है. हे भव्यो, उन मुनिवरों का चारित्र सुनो और अपने आत्मा का अनुभव करो. Should I read the सारांश?
Yeah, let's do that.
पांचवी ढाल का सारांश. ये 12 भावनाएं चारित्र गुण की आंशिक शुद्ध पर्याय है, इसलिए वे सम्यक दृष्टि जीव को ही हो सकती है. सम्यक प्रकार से ये 12 प्रकार की भावनाएं भाने से वितरागता की वृद्धि होती है. उन 12 भावनाओं का चिंतन मुख्य रूप से तो वितराग की दिगंबर जैन मुनिराज को ही होता है तथा गौण रूप से सम्यक दृष्टि को होता है. जिस प्रकार पवन के लगने से अग्नि भभक उठती है, उसी प्रकार अंतरंग परिणामों की शुद्धता सहित इन भावनाओं का चिंतन करने से समता भाव प्रकट होता है और उससे मोक्ष सुख प्रकट होता है। स्वोन्मुक्ता पूर्वक इन भावनाओं से संसार, शरीर और भोगों के प्रति विशेष उपेक्षा होती है और आत्मा के परिणामों की निर्मलता बढ़ती है। इन 12 भावनाओं का स्वरूप विस्तार से जानना हो तो स्वामी कार्तिकेयन प्रेक्षा ज्ञानार्णव आदि ग्रंथों का अवलोकन करना चाहिए। अनित्यादि चिंतन द्वारा शरीरादि को बुरा जानकर, अहितकारी मानकर उनसे उदास होने के का नाम अनुप्रेक्षा नहीं है, क्योंकि यह तो जिस प्रकार पहले किसी को मित्र मानता था तब उसके प्रति राग था और फिर उसके अवगुण देखकर उसके प्रति उदासीन हो गया, उसी प्रकार पहले शरीर आदि से राग था किंतु बाद में उनके अनित्यादि अवगुण देखकर उदासीन हो गया, परंतु ऐसी उदासीनता तो द्वेष रूप है, किंतु अपने तथा
Are
शरीर
you guys
आदि के
understanding or do you need explanation for this? So what they're saying is remove the attachment, not the getting. So the purpose of, remember when we studied that, read the Ashuchi Bhavna, the purpose is not to start hating the body or hating the circumstances. The purpose is to understand that we need to be inwards or have the equanity bhav towards whether the body is good or bad, it doesn't matter to me. So, okay, go ahead.
किंतु अपने तथा शरीर आदि के यथावत स्वरूप को जानकर भ्रम का निवारण करके उन्हें भला जानकर राग न करना तथा बुरा जानकर द्वेष न करना, ऐसी यथार्थ उदासीनता के हेतु अनित्यता आदि का यथार्थ चिंतन करना ही सच्ची अनुप्रेक्षा है। मोक्षमार्ग प्रकाशक पुष्ट 229 श्री तोडरमल स्मारक ग्रंथमाला से प्रकाशित।
Okay, so udasinta means indifferent. Okay. So udasinta, sometimes the word sometimes sounds like sadness. It's not sadness, it's indifference. Okay. And anupreksha again is the contemplation. So
उदास तो
but
why this is, परंतु ऐसी उदासीनता तो द्वेष रूप है।
हाँ,
If it's
so
indifferent ना,
right. So even though you may feel indifferent, but what they're saying is understand the difference between dvesh roop indifferentness versus equanimity roop indifferentness. So one is that I don't have a concern for the body. The other is, well, oh, it's temporary, it's dirty, so I don't like it. So I'm going to be indifferent to it. Do you understand the difference? So it's saying that you should not have that kind of udasinta, indifferentness. But you know the Vastu Swarup, you understand the reality, and you should naturally not have that much importance.
so basically it is telling us to focus on the true nature of
Yes.
ourself, right?
Ourself, right. So when you focus on the true nature of self, something has to go. So the importance of body has to let go a little bit when you're focusing on your soul. And when we say body, it's not just
Okay, sure.
physical body, it's also body and its circumstances, anything related to the body.
So should I start sixth?
Yeah, we can start the sixth now. We still have half an hour, so we'll.
Okay.
So this Panchvi Dhal, we will, because you have this Bara Bhavna also as a self-study. So it will have even more details on each of these bhavnas. Okay. So I think it is important that we distribute the chapters. Maybe next week we can do that. You think you guys can read one chapter each?
Which one?
Bara.
Yeah, I had done the distribution of Bara Bhavna.
Oh, you
I
did?
had done
No, I
that. I
didn't
posted
see
that,
that.
right? Yeah. I think the only thing is if Dinesh is not there, then somebody has to take up his part. So
Okay, Parekh or Burarji?
Dinesh Parekh.
Okay. Okay, so redistribute between 6 of you.
Vijay, can you post it again with redistribution?
Yeah, total.
Yeah, I'll post it again. So
Yeah.
between 6, Pali also not joining?
Yeah, actually, Dipali has not
Okay.
been coming at all, anyways. I think it's part of it is their situation, and that's why right now is, I think, not a good time to trying to convince them. Even though I would like to tell them to continue coming and kind of getting involved, so they can be, a little distracted from the situation. But it's a touchy subject, so I don't know how much I want to influence. So,
Hmm.
but
Okay, I'll redistribute, right, and post it in this in
right.
our group chat.
So at least if we can do just quick summaries of the 6 chapters. So in the other class, what we did was whoever did the summary, they also posted their summary. They wrote it down and posted in the group and then spoke it also.
Mhm.
So if you
Yeah,
think
we
you
can
can,
do so. Everybody can read their chapters, right, and prepare a summary,
right,
and we can have everyone talk about their summary.
right. So,
Okay.
so do
Okay.
that
Let me
class
start with
right now.
sixth
We'll
Dhal.
finish the 6th Kathal, right?
Nature of perfect conduct and self-absorption conduct and its fruits. Stanza 1. The characteristics of the great vows of non-violence, non-stealing, truthfulness and celibacy. Hari Geet ka Chand. Shat kai jeev na hanante sab vidhi darab hinsa tari. Ragadi bhav nivarate hinsa na bhavit avatari. जिनके न लेश मूर्छा न जल न तृण हूँ बिना दियो ग्रहे 8-10 सहस विधिशील धर चित्त ब्रह्मा से में नित रमी रहे.
Okay, so just so you give you a little background. So in the 5th Dhal, the 15th stanza we studied, what did it say? That who,
द्रव्यलिंगी.
who is closer to the soul is the Muniraj. So we should study the stories of them and we should understand what Muniraj characteristics are. So the 6th Dhal is more about the Muniraj and what
So,
they do.
Prabhaji, is there a what's the difference between Bhavlingi Muniraj and Dravyalingi Muniraj?
Okay, so Bhavlingi Muniraj is the one who has actually experienced the soul and then given up the attachment and taken Diksha. Dravyalingi also does same thing. He at least thinks he's reduced the attachment towards the world and takes Diksha, but he has not had the experience of the soul. So he will still do the same rituals. He will still do the Chai Ki Raksha that we are going to study right now and everything. But the soul experience is missing.
So then, can we say that Dravyalingi Muniraj has never experienced soul? That means the Samyak Darshan is also not there.
Aspect is missing, that's true. But they can get Samyak Darshan after taking Diksha also. So it's not like once they're Dravya Lingi, they're always going to stay Dravya Lingi.
But they don't carry that as a label, right?
No, no, obviously not.
So
So
then,
most of them are Bhavlingi or Dravilingi in your opinion?
Right now, in this time, unfortunately, they're all Dravyalingi. Yeah.
Now, by Dravilingi means मंद कषाय की वजह से उन्होंने
हाँ, मंद कषाय तो है, वैराग्य भी है. Of course, somewhere they've realized that, see, there's two things. Okay, one is ideally, even though they've not experienced the soul, but they do have an interest. See, that is why they take Diksha. That now I will not have any of the worldly things to do. So let me uh, kind of just uh, do the meditation and do the activities in the hope that they will experience the soul. Now, in today's time, though, we notice that a lot of the sadhus kind of unfortunately deviate from what really they were supposed to do. And either we can call it the Kal ka prabhav bolo ya jo bhi bolo, that they end up indulging into things that they should not be as a sadhu.
तो हम दोनों को पंचम गुण स्थान में मानेंगे.
नहीं, नहीं, पहला, first Krishna. If they don't have Samyak
दोनों
Daksha or Mithyatvi, yes.
नहीं,
only
not
Dravyalingi,
Bhavlingi
right?
Muni.
Bhavlingi will be sixth Gunstan.
Sixth गुण स्थान.
Yes.
And Dravilingi can be anywhere.
Yeah,
1, 2,
pretty
3.
much one.
Okay, I'll begin. Shatkai Jeev,
But one
6 types
also,
of
though,
living.
they do accumulate a lot of punya karma because they have conquered some attachment. Whatever activities they're doing are all punya related activities. So they can still go to Swarg.
Then that is not the purpose of being a Muni, though,
No,
right?
that is not the purpose, yeah. Or it should not be. So
It's probably more of an occupational hazard.
yeah.
Occupation.
But better than little bit us.
Yes, it is better than us if they take Diksha and they spend all their time, of course, trying to get some darshan and the experience. Yes, definitely. Because then they have less distractions as opposed to the mundane. So yeah.
Then will they not be second or third Gunstan?
No. Gunstan doesn't change. See, Gunstan, you jump from 1 to 4 the moment you have the experience. Then, if you lose that experience, then you come down to second and then first.
You go to 2, 3.
Second and third are the falling ones.
Okay.
They will not
Right,
stay.
those are the falling ones, yeah.
Okay, Shatkai Jeev, 6 types of living beings: earth-based, water-based, air-based, fire-based, vegetable-based, and moving living beings. Na hananate, not to hurt and kill those. Sab vidhi, all type of. Drab hinsa, objective violence. Tari, to remain free. Ragadi bhav, feeling of attachment, etc. Nivarte, free from. Hinsa na bhavet, even the subjective violence. Avatari, to appear. Okay, those ascetics. Na lesh murusha, not even a minute lie. Na jal tranahu, do not accept water and dirt. Bina diyau grahai, do not accept if not offered. Ath dasha sahas with 18,000 types. Shiladhar, to accept celibacy. Chitta Brahma me, in the nature of pure soul. Nit, always. Rami Rahai, remain engrossed. The ascetic with the triple gems of absolute right, faith, knowledge, and conduct concentrates on the true nature of self. In this stage, when he is in his pure, undetermined sensation, Nirvikalpa Dasha, he is touching the seventh spiritual stage frequently. in the seventh spiritual stage, he is in the sixth spiritual stage. In the sixth stage, he practices 28 primary virtues, mul guna, like auspicious manifestations of five great vows, nakedness, carefulness, samiti, etc. He does not believe these 28 virtues to be the attributes of the soul. In the sixth and the seventh stage, the ascetic has purity of the soul because of absence of three types of passions. The great vow of non-violence, ahimsa mahavrat, for an ascetic is as follows. To kill or to inflict pain to the six types of living beings is known as material violence, Ravihinsa.
Ravihinsa.
Six types of living beings are the five non-moving living beings, like the water bodies, air bodies, earth bodies, fire bodies, and plant bodies. The sixth one is the group of all the mobile living beings from 2 to 5 sensed living beings. To have anger, pride, deceit, greed, likes and dislikes, etc., are known as internal violence, bhav hinsa. Dispassionate ascetics do not engage in these two types of violence. In the great vow of truthfulness, Satya Mahavrat, the ascetic does not speak lies from gross or minute point of view.
Minute point of view. Yeah, minute.
Or minute point of view.
Mhm.
In the great vow of non-stealing, Achori Mahavrat, the ascetic take anything from anybody, including dirt or water, without being offered. In the great vow of celibacy, Brahmacharya Mahavrat, the ascetic observes celibacy with its 18,000 subtypes and all the time remains engrossed in the true nature of the self.
Hmm.
Do we have something? Nidhi, can you scroll?
Yeah. So
Oh,
basically,
that was the
this
end. Okay.
Patri Dal, we are going to study basically what a sadhu does, how do they live their life. So that is the Vyavhar sadhu, okay? So they have to follow the Panch Vrat. Panch Mahavrat means the Hinsa, Chori, Achorya, and all that to its fullest extent. See, in our case, uh, with the lay people, there can be Hinsa, we have to cook, we have to do work, all that. But in Muniraj, they don't have to do any of that. So no Hinsa is allowed for them. So they have to, um, those five, they have vrat, they have to do it to the fullest extent. And they have to do prayashchit if they are not able to do for whatever reasons.
तो प्रभा जी, जैसे मुनि को आहार कराते हैं तो उसको आहार को बनाने में जो हिंसा हुई उसका श्रेय
देखो
मुनिराज को नहीं जाता?
देखो वो चीज श्वेतांबर में मैंने नोटिस किया है, वो ज्यादा अच्छे से फॉलो करते हैं। इन द सेंस कि वो क्या करते हैं कि दे गो, सपोज एक मील लेना है, दे विल गो टू 4-5 हाउसेस, दे विल टेक एक या दो चपाती, दे विल सी कि 5-10 मेंबर का घर है, उनके यहाँ से 3-4 ले ली तो इट्स ओके, राइट, नोबडी इज गोना गो हंग्री। या थोड़ी सी सब्जी लेंगे, फिर दूसरे घर से थोड़ी सी और लेंगे, फिर तीसरे घर से। सो द पर्पस इज कि दैट हाउस होल्ड हैज प्रिपेयर्ड फूड फॉर देमसेल्फ एंड द मुनिराज शुड ओनली पार्टेक just a little bit, that it is not going to make those people go hungry. So it doesn't affect that family, yet they are able to get the ahar. That's the true way of taking this kochri. But in today's times, well, I think Shvetambars still try to follow it for the most part. Uh, I mean, there might be some problems here and there, like if they like something, they may take more from one house. But that's wrong. So they're supposed to only take a little bit. But in Digambar Parampara, from what I have heard, is wo chauke lagte hain, which means they, and again, since I have personally not done it or seen it, I cannot, tell you for sure. But from what I understand, wo multiple people cook and then Muniraj goes and takes. But technically, that whole choka is done for purpose of serving the Muniraj, which is not the way the scriptures say it should be.
And it's very expensive also because they have to make so many items.
Right.
They
Then they will
might
only little bit. That's true.
Oh, it's very elaborate.
And even in Shwetambar, people who live around the Upashray, or if they know Muniraj is in town, they expect. So sometimes they might, well, one thing they do is, which is in a way good, because when I went this time to the town where there was Muniraj, the family would try to quickly cook. They won't delay the meals in the hope that if Muniraj comes, at least the meal should have been prepared. So they will also eat early. They will eat before sunset. So accordingly, they will cook early, which is a good thing. But that is for themselves too. If they do it only for Muniraj, then it is wrong. So in that sense, Muniraj is not following, they said those are Thara Mulgun. So one of them is that you take, little bit and something that is not made for them. So then they are not following that part of it.
ओके भावार्थ निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन ज्ञान पूर्वक स्वरूप में निरंतर एकाग्रता पूर्वक रमण करना ही मुनिपना है। ऐसी भूमिका में निर्विकल्प ध्यान दशा रूप सातवां गुणस्थान बारंबार आता ही है। छठवें गुणस्थान के समय उन्हें पंच महाव्रत, नग्नता, समिति आदि 28 मूल गुण के शुद्ध भाव होते हैं, किंतु उसे वे धर्म नहीं मानते तथा उस काल भी उन्हें 3 कसाई चौकड़ी के अभाव रूप शुद्ध परिणति निरंतर वर्तती ही है। 6 गाय, पृथ्वी काय आदि 5 स्थावर काय तथा 1 तरस काय के जीवों का घात करना 100 द्रव्य हिंसा है और राग, द्वेष, काम, क्रोध, मान इत्यादि भावों की उत्पत्ति होना 100 भाव हिंसा है। वितरागी मुनि साधु यह 2 प्रकार की हिंसा नहीं करते, इसलिए उनको अहिंसा महाव्रत होता है। स्थूल या सूक्ष्म ऐसे दोनों प्रकार के झूठ वे नहीं बोलते, इसलिए उनको सत्य महाव्रत होता है। अन्य किसी वस्तु की तो बात ही क्या, किंतु मिट्टी और पानी भी दिए बिना ग्रहण नहीं करते, इसलिए उनको अचौर्य अचौर्य महाव्रत होता है। शील के 18,000 भेदों का सदा पालन करते हैं और चैतन्य रूप आत्मा स्वरूप में लीन रहते हैं, इसलिए उनको ब्रह्मचर्य आत्मस्थिरता रूप महाव्रत होता है।
So you understand, we are understanding what the real sadhu, uska आचरण कैसा होना चाहिए. So now that we understand what it should be like, if we observe somebody is missing something, then, so if we don't even study what it should be, how would you even recognize a true sadhu from not? Or even if they're sadhu and you are, bowing down to them, you can go listen to their sermons. But if you observe that some of the things that is not happening, at least you know what it should be. That is not to say that you go around doing ninda of sadhus that are not able to do that. This is more for your own self to know what the truth is.
Stanza 2. The great vow of non-possession and nature of first to carefulness, Samiti. Anantar चतुर्दश भेद बाहिर संग दसदा ते टले बर्माद तची चौकर मही लखी समिति इरिया ते चले जग सुहित कर अब अहित हरि, श्रुत सुखद सब ससैक हरे, ब्रह्म रोग हर जिनको वचन, मुख चंद्रते अमृत झरे.
Mhm. So now this is one of those 18 मूल गुण, right? Samiti. So we'll read.
अंतर चतुर्दश भेद, internal possessions of 14 kinds, bahir external, sang possessions, dasada of 10 types, te talai remain free, paramad taji leaving carelessness, chokar mahi lucky observing an area of movement to a distance of 4 feet ahead, samiti area careful movement, te chale to move, Jug Suhatik Suhitakar for the welfare of the entire universe. Sab Ahita Hari for destroying all types of vices. Shrut Sukhad in listening. Sab Sansai Harai for removal of all doubts. Brahma Rogahar, destroyer of the disease of delusion. Jinko Vachan, speech of those ascetics. Mukha Chandrate from the moon like mouth. Amrut Chare, emitting nectar. Dispassionate ascetic is without 14 internal and 10 external possessions. The 14 internal possessions are wrong belief, desire for sexual enjoyment with men, women, and both, laughter, indulgence, dissatisfaction, sorrow, fear, disgust, anger, pride, deceit, and greed. 10 external possessions include living and non living things like cattle, servants, buildings, wealth, etc. This is the nature of the fifth great vow of non possessiveness, Aparigraha Mahavrat. During daytime, the ascetic walks carefully, observing the earth 4 feet ahead of him so as not to harm any living beings. This is known as the carefulness in movements, area samiti. When ascetic speaks, he is careful in speaking. The words are helpful in the welfare of worldly souls, destroy all types of vices, give happiness to the listener, destroy all doubts, and remove the disease of the wrong faith. The speech is like nectar emitting from moon. This is known as the careful speech, Pasha Samiti.
Mhm. So you understand, we are understanding more about the sadhu
Aparigraha.
jivan. कि क्या क्या होना चाहिए. They should not have any parigrah, which from the outside most of the sadhus don't in today's time also. But some I hear that they keep money or indirectly keep money and things like that, which even internally they should not feel like having those kind of accumulations of anything. And then of course the carefulness in the when they're walking, when they're speaking, all that is important.
भावार्थ, वितरागी मुनि 14 प्रकार के अंतरंग और 10 प्रकार के बहिरंग परिग्रह से रहित होते हैं, इसलिए उनको परिग्रह त्याग महाव्रत होता है. दिन में सावधानी पूर्वक 4 हाथ आगे की भूमि देखकर चलने का विकल्प उठे, वह इरिया समिति है. जिस प्रकार चंद्रमा से शीतलता रूप अमृत झरता है, उसी प्रकार मुनि के मुख चंद्र से जगत का हित करने वाले, सर्व अहित का नाश करने वाले, सुनने में सुखकर, सर्व प्रकार की शंकाओं को दूर करने वाले और मिथ्यात्व, विपरीतता या संदेह रूपी रोग का नाश करने वाले ऐसे अमृत वचन निकलते हैं. इस प्रकार समिति रूप बोलने का विकल्प मुनि को उठता है, वह भाषा समिति है.
So you understand, let's quickly, एरिया समिति, जिस प्रकार चंद्रमा के से शीतलता रूप अमृत झरता उसी प्रकार मुनि के मुख से. So when they speak, they're only supposed to speak if it is beneficial to the listener. That means कि they are not to do विकथा. तुम्हारे रिलेटिव का क्या हो गया, पॉलिटिक्स में क्या चल रहा है, समाज में क्या चल रहा है, that is not to be मुनिराज का प्रॉब्लम और कंसर्न. सो सर्व प्रकार की शंकाओं को दूर करने वाला. That means if somebody comes to them, they have a doubt about the scriptures, they have a doubt about what, even in their day-to-day life, Muniraj is supposed to clear those doubt and take the people towards Vairagya Vitrakta, okay, away from Ragdvesh, not towards Ragdvesh. So if a Muniraj is, when they're preaching, when they're talking to somebody, if it looks like what they're saying has to do with, increasing rag, then we know it's not in the right direction. Then viprita ya sandeha, तो शंकाओं को दूर करने वाला और मिथ्यात्व को, या if they have very wrong misconceptions about religion or doubts, then Muniraj is supposed to clear them for the listeners. तो इस प्रकार समिति रूप बोलने का विकल्प मुनिराज को उठता है. That so now they're saying that their goal is not to do that as a Muniraj. Their goal is to be with their self, with the meditation. But because they are in that stage, sometimes they feel like, answering to the people who are asking questions and things like that. And that is Pasha Samiti. Go ahead.
प्रश्न, सच्ची समिति किसे कहते हैं? उत्तर, पर जीवों की रक्षा हेतु यत्नाचार प्रवृत्ति को अज्ञानी जीव समिति मानते हैं, किंतु हिंसा के परिणामों से तो पाप बंद होता है. यदि रक्षा के परिणामों से संवर कहोगे तो पुण्य बंध का कारण क्या सिद्ध होगा? तथा मुनि ऐषणा समिति में दोष को टालते हैं, वहां रक्षा का प्रयोजन नहीं है, इसलिए रक्षा के हेतु ही समिति नहीं है. तो फिर समिति किस प्रकार होती है? मुनि को किंचित राग होने पर गमनादि क्रियाएं होती है. वहां उन क्रियाओं में अति आसक्ति के अभाव से प्रमाद रूप प्रवृत्ति नहीं होती तथा दूसरे जीवों को दुखी करके अपना गमनादि प्रयोजन सिद्ध नहीं करते, इसलिए उनसे स्वयं दया का पालन होता है. इस प्रकार सच्ची समिति है. मोक्ष मार्ग प्रकाशक, दिल्ली, पृष्ठ 335.
हाँ. So what they're saying now is कि देखो, ये जो एरिया समिति है, so Muniraj or even we, okay, if we naturally don't want to kill, right? So if we are aware souls, we would observe where we are stepping. Are we killing anything? Now, there is a difference in not killing and on purpose trying to protect somebody. Even the thought that I can protect somebody is wrong, because we really cannot kill or protect something. They are going to be dying or living with their own Ayu Karma. So the Muniraj is not trying to protect those living beings, but they are being aware. So they don't see, let's say we have to go to work. We are in a hurry. We pick up our car, we leave. The thought doesn't even come how many insects are going to get killed or what is going to happen under the car. Or let's say we were walking or running. But Muniraj, even though they're walking because they have some type of rag, either to get food, go to Pashray, give pravachan, whatever, it is still rag, right? Even though it's a good rag. But they are being aware that in the process, so their attachment towards going to that next place is not that much that they will go at the cost of killing the living beings on the way. So that is Krishna Samiti.
Prabhuji, I cannot read now.
No,
I have
that's
to
okay.
catch my
Anyway,
flight.
it's been it's time now. So
10
we are
o'clock.
done with the class. So we can stop sharing. So this sixth dhal is all going to be Munika Acharan. Now, again, it's going to be the same Acharan if the Muniraj has the soul experience, then it's going to be Nishchay Bhavlingi Sadhu. और अगर soul experience के बिना व्यवहार तो same ही चलेगा, but it will be called Dravyalingi Sadhu. So we are understanding what a sadhu feels like doing. Not all sadhus will have to do everything. If it's a bhavlingi sadhu, and if they want to be in meditation, they don't want to go around, eat, then obviously the Iriya Samiti doesn't come into play, and that is okay. So I'll just say the prayer. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है वंदना शत बार